The Humane Rights Team says it has speak to more than rather than 150 victims and eyewitnesses to collect testimony of increasing abuse in the north and southwestern area of the nation. The paper set out how British speakers in the nation were creature aim by both of the Cameroon War and gunman English separatists in wave propagation of abuse, how Pardon describes as illegal, undue, and superfluous. In the paper Noble, a rotate for the worst, abuse and humane rights violations in English Cameroon, victims gave excruciating accounts of beatings and concoction of imitated electrical shocks and torment transferred out by the war as attacks on schools and teaching staff by gunman English separatists. Residents of Cameroon's two British-speaking provinces, that do up 20% of the nation's people, include long-time grievances versus the substantially francophone centre by the government. They complain about of creature marginalized and possessing the France legislative and formation system constrained on them, a experience how dates behind to the position colonial 1960s epoch. Tensions cooked above recent year while protesters took to the gateway in Cameroon's English regions, after inviting for symbolical autonomy of the Western African nations France-speaking most. Pardon says Cameroon's war has answered to these protests in torment, illegal killings and destroying of characteristic. Several of the human beings Pardon tell to outlined creature strongly beaten in sticks, hammers and time blinded by soldiers in the Cameroon troop. One man who tell to Pardon told he and other were detained in December recent year and exhausted in their hands connected over their backs. They gagged us and connected our many faces in our towels and pants. He told. They later done us lie in the water supply, person downward 4 on 45 protocol. For 3 days, they hit us in shovels, hammers, timber and cables, kicked us in their shoes and filled hot water supply on us, while I tested to go and shouted, one of them utilized the smoke he was smoked to burn up me. Pardon told it had as well acquired data on multiple instances of deaths in guardianship. Graphics images of torment and disfigured bodies include submerged public print sites as English Cameroonians circulation for world assist versus which they say is genocidal. Their hard-handed answer will do anything to tranquility the abuse, in reality it is potential to future estrange English communities and gas future strife, told Samira Daoud, Pardon World Vice CEO for Western and Centre Africa, in a declaration. For their portion, gunman separatists according to reports attack at low 42 schools among February 2017 and May 2018, targeting teaching staff and students for not take portion in a boycott of schools, length seen as a character of francophone marginalization, Pardon told. A tutor said Pardon he was injured following a disguised bandit, suspected to be a term of an gunman separatist fighter team, stormed his high school in the North Provincial and shooting him in the foot. This striker said me how I was yet upcoming to high school in disobedience of telephone call for a school's boycott. He later requested me to lift my hands, but up I could do so, he shooting me. I bring down to the land, the tutor said Pardon. This gunman separatists reiterated targeting of the general people demonstrates a full neglect for humane lifetime, and is else sample of the risk florid by human beings in the English regions, told Daoud. Didier Badjek, a representative for the troop, discarded Pardon's claims of torment and abuse, dismissing them as idle talk. Badjek marked the gunman separatists terrorists, and charged them of offensive and flaming downward schools. With 2016, they include been offensive schools and we are work versus terrorists. The troop defends himself versus rioters, Badjek told. If any of our soldiers is found to include breached the rules of betrothal, they will be punished, he added. CEO Gender Baya has convicted all acts of abuse, independently of their source and their perpetrators, though several see the actions of the safety forces as a way to save his 35-year capture on force.